Just like our forefathers.
just like George Washington intended.
Well, we're live.
I think we're getting real liberal with the use of the word real on some of these packages of cheese.
Beef.
Iron Palace Podcast.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Iron Palace Podcast, the world's most anabolic podcast. And to prove it to you, here's a direct quote from Dale Earnhardt. They're pretty good. I can't confirm or deny who he or what he was talking about, but I can just assume it was us.
He once said, yeah, it's pretty good.
Yep.
But I mean, he did say it.
They did say it.
I mean,
Fight me.
yeah.
And we don't care what Teresa has to say about it.
Yeah. But I originally did have like something about Rich Piana on there, and I thought, maybe not.
That's one of the few that I know. I know Rich Piana.
Hey, you have to know Rich
Yeah.
Piana.
Watched a lot of his videos.
Yeah.
He looked grotesque for a while.
What was his brand? Like 1% or
Yeah.
5%, something like
5%,
that.
I think,
Yeah. I never got into that either, but whatever. I don't understand why he never competed.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
Although I guess that does kind of back up the fact, like, if you're going to do stuff, I mean, I guess do it because you want to. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, well,
He
yeah.
achieved his goal either way, competing or not. He made a living at it.
yeah. I mean,
I guess if you don't want to compete at that point, why?
that's my thought.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Yeah.
Teach their own. That's what he wanted to do, and that's what he did. So
Yeah, and he looked the way he wanted to look.
maybe not the way we wanted him to look, but
Yeah.
but what are you going to do? I don't know. But today's random topic, as if we weren't already on one.
I was like, really? Us? Random?
Yeah, that's not our brand. Which you mean brand? Anyways, so it's become a common theme that for some stuff I look at ChatGPT for questions or whatever. But it's become my common thing that I like to ask my wife, "What's a random question?" And she answers these sometimes too fast. And today's was, who would win, the Meg or Godzilla?
Oh, man.
Take us away, Holland.
Well, okay, so are we in the ocean?
Yeah.
Let's do a two-parter.
Because if we're on land, Godzilla.
Yeah, I
Hands
feel like
down.
it has to be in water. And the reason, like, at first I thought, oh, the Meg. Wait, because Godzilla also swims and is an underwater creature. So
Yeah.
And he's just so tall. Like how what's the circumference? What's the minimum swimmable depth for the megalodon?
I really don't know.
Because I bet Godzilla could probably reach in that amount of water still.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's
Yeah.
I don't know. Because at first I thought the same thing. I was like, they're on land, obviously Godzilla. If they're in the water, obviously the Meg. And I thought, well, wait a minute,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Godzilla swims.
You're talking about a nice wide shallow bay.
Sure, let's just. I don't know. Let's assume that they both have to swim. Neither one of them can touch the bottom.
They're wrestling at Ripley's of the Smokies. We've got front row tickets in the tunnel. Who do you think's coming out alive?
What color is Godzilla's undercarriage? Like, that's the question.
Just protect that turtle at all costs, boys. It's the only reason I go anymore.
Yeah. I still have to, yeah, I got to go with Godzilla still. Because, I mean, the Meg, all it has is a mouth.
If I learned
can
anything
just
from
bite.
watching Angelina,
Probably an anus. We can assume he's got one of those too.
I mean, for
watching
offensive purposes, you know?
yeah. If I learned anything from Angelina Jolie's Tomb Raider, it's if you punch a shark in the nose, you win.
Yeah.
So
And Godzilla can punch.
There's a version of
He's got short
Godzilla
arms,
that
but
shoots like laser beams out of his mouth.
Yeah.
yeah, can you do that underwater?
Only way to find out.
Either way, I agree with Holland. I
Put him
think
in the Thunderdome.
Godzilla, if you're listening.
Yeah.
prove it. Come on the podcast and prove it. Just maybe we come to you.
We need to get Chambly in a Godzilla outfit.
Another shirt like the Chambly's a Minotaur, but Chambly's Godzilla.
And he needs to do a whole podcast in character as Godzilla.
All right, Chris, if you're listening, we're going to make this happen.
I want a Holland Megalodon t-shirt.
That'll be it. It'll be
Like a Thomas the Tank Engine of a Megalodon with Holland's face on it.
I think it'd be perfect. Yeah.
Hey, we were talking about merch ideas.
Yeah.
That's it. We'll have a Holland the Meg versus Chambly the Godzilla.
Holland the Shark Engine.
Or it'll be Holland the Meg, David the Godzilla with Chambly the Minotaur refereeing. And then Caleb's just trying to figure out how to set up cameras to record it.
In the middle, like Kevin from Home Alone.
Yeah.
You ever read the stuff that talks about like how Kevin was really the villain in that story?
Yeah.
You know, because like at any point he could have just called the police and been like, "Hey, I'm home alone. Come get me," or "Hey, these people are trying to break into my house. Help!" No, he decided to torture these two guys. You know?
It's a solid point. But I'd also like to point out that the two guys could have left at any point also.
True.
Let's
So-
not downplay their tenacity. I think that's one of their finer qualities.
But like, that's my question. What were they going to gain?
Well, yeah.
At some point, you're like, let's cut our losses. Maybe go find a house that there's not people in to rob.
I don't know. I'll be like, "There's no way I'm gonna let this little punk beat me."
I don't know. If I got tar dumped on my face, like, I think I'm calling it. I think it's as far as I go.
I'm burning the house down at this point.
Well, you don't know what kind of money Epstein was throwing at these boys to get them to kidnap
That's also
that
a
kid
good
anyways.
point. Why didn't they burn the house
I'm
down?
pouring gas around the outside of the entire house. I'm lighting it up.
Light the match, walk away. Call 911. This house is on fire.
Like, "Hey, I saw this house at the end of the block. It seems to be on fire."
Yeah. Freaking nuts. Better get down there.
I tried to smother it with matches, no help.
Yeah. I poured gas on it thinking it'd put it out like water. Turns out it didn't.
I blew one on the way by.
I had to pee too. It put out a small section, but that was as far as it went.
Immediately went back up.
Yep. I ran out of liquid. Fire was way too big.
The most I contained in my area was to a smolder,
Yep.
and it wasn't for long.
And then I thought about smoldering, and then I looked into the distance and smoldered. So couldn't help myself.
What is it? Jumanji?
Yeah.
One of his powers was smolder.
He's, what's smoldering? He goes, "You're doing it." Dude, Jack Black playing a teenage girl was the best thing I've ever seen.
Yes. Jack Black is an underrated actor.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, and musician.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
He actually just did a cover of a. Oh Lord, he did a cover of some like random, like big famous song. Oh, it's Britney Spears' song, "Hit Me, Baby."
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Banger.
just did a cover of that and is actually pretty good.
I bet.
Dude, because he goes full all in. That's
Oh,
why
yeah.
it's so good. Like,
Yeah.
because not moderately, he is talented, but he's also just selling out to the bit 100%.
Absolutely.
And that goes a long way.
Yep. Dude, he's
It's still crazy to me. One of my favorite movies of all time, The Pick of Destiny, by them, was like a commercial failure. It's like
Yeah.
a cult classic. People love it,
yeah.
but it like flopped.
how did it? That's what I hear that all the time. Like, how did it flop?
It's such a good, freaking good movie. Dude.
Everybody that's seen it likes it.
And it's one of the whoa.
We don't have cameras on
Earthquake.
Caleb no more. Hold on. Look at this.
Oh,
No
man.
hands.
Look at that with the pan.
Dude, that's good podcasting.
Yeah, but how far are you
Up high.
going with it? We had it.
It's never good enough for you people.
There we go. We'll just keep her right there. I think.
David
Till I
switched
kick it
cameras,
again. Yeah.
moved the camera, gave me a high five,
Yeah.
all at the same. That's good podcast.
All while Caleb was complaining.
Yep, that is accurate. As is most of the days we're in here.
Hey, speaking of the fire, that made me think of
The fire.
of an incident that I Kevin's house being on fire.
Yeah.
Made me think of an incident that I witnessed one time. So my freshman and maybe sophomore year, I'm pretty sure it went sophomore year also at Marable College. Every homecoming, we would roll the campus. That
With what?
toilet paper.
Played out.
Boring.
Yeah, but it was fun. 1,000 kids rolling an entire. I mean, it was.
That sounds expensive.
If one person was buying all the toilet paper, it would.
Is that why we couldn't find toilet paper
That's
for a
it.
while?
We just
Probably.
figured it out.
Yeah. Where were you in 2020?
we showed up?
We know what it was.
Go through the line at Walmart, and you have like 50 rolls of toilet paper. They're like, oh gosh, but Gamble Hall was one of the dorms. It was an all male dorm. It was a freshman male dorm, and they had from the fourth floor. They just tied the paper the toilet paper on and just threw the rolls off.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's these huge long streamers of toilet paper going from the fourth floor balcony all the way down to the ground. And we were walking back to the dorm, and this guy stopped and lit a cigarette there, standing beside Gamble. And this this toilet paper is fluttering in his face there. Well, he just takes his lighter and just lights the bottom of it. Instant inferno. It climbed the entire length of the building, and when it got to the third floor, the wind blew it inside, caught a couch on fire, and the carpet.
How about a series of unfortunate events?
Sometimes curiosity gets the best of you. Like the whole time I'm hearing this story, I'm like, yeah.
Yeah,
I
I mean, you're like,
can see that happening.
I
I'm
wonder what
thinking, of the
this would
guy,
have.
I'm thinking of the guy down there watching going, didn't guess that.
Yeah, and then when it blew inside, we were like, we got to get out of here.
Yeah. You want to catch a movie?
Yeah.
We should bounce.
And so some of the guys were on the third floor. Of course, now their couches engulfed in flames. They throw it off the balcony. So here comes this flaming couch. Oh, yeah. So they put a stop to the campus rolling.
So is that how Morgan Wallen got arrested?
Sound like people celebrating a Pistons final victory.
Yeah, I think Morgan Wallen got his inspiration from us.
I think that's it.
Yeah. But
I knew the story sounded familiar.
How the mighty have fallen. Right now, the hot story in country music is that the young guy threw a chair off a roof, and they're getting him for like assault with a deadly weapon and stuff.
Yeah.
My favorite, like all these people are clutching their pearls and stuff. My favorite's like we're blowing up barns and stuff. Like this is cake. Like this is nothing.
Yeah.
Like,
It's a solid point.
like deal with it in court and the police and all that stuff. But other than that, like that's
Yeah.
dropping the bucket compared to the crap. Waylon flat out wrote a song word for word documenting a drug raid on his studio. And one of the lines in said song is, "They got me for possession of something that was gone."
Dude, that's like I watched an interview with Tekashi 6ix9ine, and they asked about him going to prison and all that stuff, and he said, "Man, how was I supposed to know that whenever I'm listening to these rappers and they're talking about, shooting in the streets and stuff, that they weren't actually doing it?" He said, "So I thought in order to write raps about it, I got to go do it." And I was like, "That's your
Wow.
that's your excuse
Yeah.
you're going with." I thought to be a rapper, I had to actually go shoot people.
Yeah, that's the kid that actually, violent video games affected.
He's the one.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah, when Grand Theft Auto came out, that's the one that parents were worried about.
Round 2 of Satanic Panic. We're canceling video games and Pokemon, boys. Let's go.
Yeah, I remember that. That was the dark time.
Sometimes just for funsies, I'll go back and watch like old YouTube videos where like people have recorded ministers talking about Pokemon and like digging into like this sign right here is a satanic symbol, boys. Like, love it. It's like it's a leaf on a green circle.
Hey, listen, you can't convince me that Squirtle is not evil.
Yeah, especially the one that wears the sunglasses.
I mean, come on.
I mean, the one that wears the sunglasses is just cool. That's just all there is to it. Now, the regular one, you can convince me.
Grow up and listen to Led Zeppelin backwards like the rest of us, dog.
I remember when I was I was in grade school. There were some high school kids somewhere in the country that murdered murdered one set of their parents and somebody. I don't know. It was 3 or 4 people that they killed, but this group was a D&D group, and all of a sudden D&D became evil. It was like, well, it's Dungeons and Dragons. It's got satanic imagery, and it encourages kids to commit violence and all this stuff. And I remember for a couple of years there when I was in grade school, D&D was like, it was taboo.
There's something for like every generation. That was Pokemon for us,
Yeah.
and like Yu-Gi-Oh and stuff like that.
And Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. We don't read that Harry Potter. We're Christian.
Dude, I will never forget. And if my grandmother's listening, okay. But I remember like in first and second grade, I was like really big into reading. And so much like I would go and check out like 3 and 4 books. I mean, okay, we're not talking these big novels like Holland reads. We're talking, storybooks, but whatever.
Bernstein Bears.
Yeah. So I'm reading these books, and like my grandmother even went to the school and was asking the librarian, like, is he reading these or is he just taking them home and bringing them back? She goes, no, he's taking tests, so we know he's reading them. And so I'm actually reading all these books, and then I got excited. I thought, I'm going to go for my first chapter book. And so what did I pick? Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. I was like, I'm so excited. I hadn't heard anything about it. I literally just saw it in the library. I thought, this book looks cool. It's a kid on a broom. It's talking about wizards. It seems pretty cool.
Mom's got a broom. I love Mom. Let's get this book.
Yeah. Mom has one of those.
Yeah.
So I grabbed the book. I get home, and in my excitement, I tell my grandmother, look at this book I got. Because my grandmother was my neighbor for a little bit. So either way, I showed her the book, and she said, "That's not coming in my house." I had to go take the book back. Like, I got yelled at about it, saying that I'm bringing Satan into her house and all sort. So I never read it. Actually, I stopped reading as a whole. Then that's why I'm done now. So, this is why I'm an idiot. So,
That was the end of your literary journey.
yeah.
Thanks, Grandma.
Yeah, thanks a lot. You ruined everything.
Now we got to let him pre-read everything before we start recording.
That's it. That's why I don't even type these things anymore.
Me and Holland go through and change all the words to emojis so he can understand it.
Yeah. So if I ever like stumble over reading, it's because I don't know what the emoji is.
Yeah.
It's like sign language, but dumber.
I like that. Yeah.
So speaking of not knowing how to write anything, so in my lack of preparedness today, to get our Iron Parables, where unless their name's Doug, you'll probably guess it before David does. So to continue this segment, and in my lack of preparation, I typed into ChatGPT of give me a true story about a strong man in history. So I have not read this. I do not know what it says. I know who it is about because they put the name in there about 27 times. So I'm just going to pick a few parts out of it to see if you can guess it. But I kind of think we've talked about him before, but if we have, cool. If we haven't, also cool.
Travis Law.
Show's over.
Yes.
T-Law.
T-Law. Jude Law.
He one of them law boys.
One of them law boys. So this is a Canadian strongman who lived in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, born in 1863, Quebec, Canada, and was renowned for exceptional strength and feats of physical prowess.
I've made it my life's goal to not know anybody's first name from Quebec. But I hear there's good fishings in Quebec.
That's a lofty goal there.
I mean, I'm like just skimming over this. This is very vague.
Because like not only are they not American, they also like voluntarily speak French.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. True.
Strikes 1 and 2 right there, boys.
You're on thin ice.
Yeah.
Had it too good for too long.
Yeah.
All right. Any guesses so far?
I have none. No.
Honestly, like the way this is, like, I don't know. I can give you very vague facts without
Pope
giving
John
it away.
Paul III.
No. So he was 5'9".
Genghis Khan.
Nope. Dang, that was the quote I should have put in here. I should have quoted Sketch. It was Napoleon that was short and fat and took over the world. It was Genghis Khan that was short and fat and conquered the world. I'm not short, I'm not fat, but I'm just as smart.
Yeah, I remember you sent that, and I was like, "Hey, I'm short and fat."
Dude, I love him. I think he's my spirit animal. All right, well, we'll just start reading. The name is in the first sentence.
Oh,
but
cool.
Doug.
Nailed it again. All right, so one true story of a strong man in history is that of Louis Cyr.
Oh, Louis Cyr.
Yep.
Okay.
Never
I know
heard of
Louis
her.
Cyr.
Canadian strongman who lived in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. Born in 1863 in Quebec, Canada, Cyr was renowned for his exceptional strength and feats of physical prowess. Cyr's strength was evident from a young age, and he began showcasing his abilities in strength competitions and public demonstrations as a teenager. Standing at only 5'9", Cyr possessed extraordinary natural strength, which he further developed through dedicated training. One of Cyr's most famous feats occurred in 1895 when he lifted a platform on his back upon which 18 men were standing, totaling an estimated weight of over 4,300 pounds, or 1,950 kilograms. This incredible display of strength solidified Cyr's reputation as one of the strongest men in the world at that time. Throughout his career, Cyr traveled extensively, performing in exhibitions and competitions across North America and Europe. He became a celebrated figure admired for his physical abilities and humble demeanor. Oh, so much reading. Despite his immense strength, Sear was known for his gentle nature and charitable deeds. He used his fame to support charitable causes and help those in need, earning him the affection and respect of many. Louis Sear's legacy as a strong man and a symbol of Canadian strength and resilience endures to this day. I really thought you'd have a comment on that one, David.
No, I derailed a while ago because when you said one of his most prominent feats of Australia, I was thinking it would be hilarious if you just said was his left one and just into the story. So I derailed since then.
Yeah, he had a really prominent foot.
Yeah.
There was a fork in the road.
Yeah, you can't even say feet, just feet.
Yeah,
Just feet.
one of those prominent feat of strength was his left one.
So,
Not to be confused with the right one.
the last thing I got from ChatGPT is he's remembered not only for his remarkable feats of strength, but also for his kindness and generosity, which left a lasting impact on all who knew him.
How heartwarming.
Yeah.
I know. I feel like this just describes a random Canadian person. Like it.
Yeah, because I feel like I did a story on him, or I feel like I mentioned him
I feel like you did too.
way back, and like it doesn't even mention like he's kind of the father of the circus dumbbell.
I know. That's why I was like just based off what I know about Louis Cyr, there is nothing in that paragraph.
Yeah,
We've talked about those syrup sorcerers from up north way too much on this podcast.
Syrup sorcerers.
Yes.
Okay.
I will forever refer to them as syrup sorcerers.
I can't hear anybody say anything about a Canadian without seeing the South Park Canadians and just hearing buddy and guy over in my head. Watch it, buddy. I'm not your buddy, guy. I'm not your guy, buddy. Good stuff. I wonder if all their heads really move. We've not video called any of our Canadians that have been on.
That's
And I'm
actually
starting
true.
to wonder why. Maybe their heads really aren't completely attached.
Really, we're interviewing the same Canadian over and over again. They just do a slightly different voice. They go a little more bubbly, a little less bubbles.
Yeah. Speaking
They do French next time I'm leaving.
of our Canadians, have we talked to the Canadian Stones of Strength guys anymore?
Not yet. I need to reach back out to them, but we should have some collaborations coming up with them. It'll be
call
pretty
them
fun. Oh, okay.
Call them live.
I would, but our phones are a little tied up. At the
Oh,
moment.
yeah.
But speaking of being tied up, we've got two big things to talk about.
Whoa.
Hey.
Hey-oh.
King of segues here. King of segue. Family friendly. But
I was like, I had a story, but yeah, never mind.
oh, no, okay, let's hear that.
Oh, you said family friend.
Oh,
I was like, oh,
family friendly around here.
I'm just kidding, Mom. I don't have a story.
Okay, off podcast for Patreon later. Patreon.
He's got a blog. It's called Millsapscapades.
Go hit our Patreon up for the full story.
God, does anybody really do blogs anymore?
Holland does.
I know it.
Millsapscapades.
I bet yours is done on a typewriter though, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like on The Office whenever they just have a Word document for Creed and call it a blog.
Yeah.
He thinks he's talking to the world. But
Brought to you by his official fragrance. Smell the saps.
oh yeah,
Millsapscapades. That's Millsaps. We got to make you a cologne commercial for
God,
Millsapscapade.
if that's not going to be a next shirt we make,
Sapscapade. I just see like white linen that you can kind of see through in front of a desert, and you just turning. It makes no sense. Like every other cologne commercial, all of a sudden there's wolves. Like
Yeah. Maybe I'm playing an electric guitar.
there's definitely an American flag somewhere.
Oh, yeah. Has to be.
And then at the end, it says, "Rest in peace, Toby Keith."
And it's just, then the camera zooms out, just the three of us with our hand over our heart. Then it just fades out. That's the end.
Yeah. I love it.
All of us missing one boot.
Yep. And just the last verse to "Proud to be an American" fades out. There it is. That's the commercial. I mean, I think that's perfect.
That would sell.
Millsapscapades.
I just know for a fact, though, here in about a month, I'm going to see that commercial. And it's going to be a Blue Chew commercial.
Like,
We just gave them their next commercial,
Yeah,
100%.
David, do you get inundated with Blue Chew ads?
I don't even know what the word means that you just said.
That and Celsius, because for some reason that's who's sponsoring every freaking podcast. Like I don't get like full Celsius ads, but if you look now, every
Oh,
freaking
yeah.
pot there's Celsius is sitting on every freaking table.
Oh yeah.
and they
Okay.
stopped to take a break to talk about Blue Chew.
I thought you were going to say you've seen a Celsius ad.
No.
I have almost never
It's
seen
like
a
they're-
Celsius commercial.
those two companies are putting so much money into podcasts all over the place right now. It's like their entire marketing.
They can
plan.
put money into our podcast.
Hey,
Celsius.
Hey.
Yeah. I drink a Celsius every day at work, and they overpay, or I overpay. They overcharge. Like it's like twice as much as a freaking Weigels.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Celsius, we will gladly all rep your stuff.
Yeah, Celsius. And just so you know, the poor people at Denzel are paying double for your Celsius. Is that a siren? I got priors.
Yeah. You're good. I'll tell him that you're at your mom's house.
Cool.
Well, he's not here. I swear. We can see him. That's not him.
That's not him.
That's Carl.
Yeah.
I'm transitioning into a Carl.
Yeah.
I didn't come here to talk about my transition.
That's Carl. Who? Doug. What did you say? Carl Dougson. Doug Carlson.
Somebody was talking to me about our D&D stuff before we had done it, and they were like, "What are you going to do?" I was like, "I don't know. I might be a bard or something." Like, "What's your name going to be?" And I went, "Joe Sif Washington."
Wow. Really pieced that one together. I like that you had to split up Joe and Sif like that.
Well, I was thinking Joe Walsh. I was like, "That's already taken. I can't be the Joe Walsh of the place." So like, Joe Sif Washington.
Nice.
Yeah.
Could
Miles
have
Roy does 185.
should have just been Seth Shington. just split both of them in half. But now I already don't even remember what your name is in D&D. So
Me either.
Rambo.
Rambo
Yeah,
Shington. That's it.
yeah.
What's your name?
Doug.
Why are one of us not Doug?
I don't know. We should have been.
Sir Douglas.
I know it's something Wingardian.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pterodactyl or something like that.
That's it.
Pterodactyl and Guardian.
Pterodactyl with no P.
Yeah.
Pterodactyl.
Pterodactyl.
Pterodactyl. Yeah, it's no P, but you pronounce the T.
There's
the P
two
in this
P's, one of them silent.
My pterodactyl has pneumonia. Pneumonia.
Pneumonia. And whenever he fights, he's going to put him on you, you know?
Hey, let Lil Wayne in here.
Dude, that was just off the cuff right there.
Man, that's good.
I'm like, imagine if I was like Batman, little prep work.
Yeah. Woo. Oh, speaking of prep work, okay, so Batman versus Kevin from Home Alone. They both got the same amount of prep time.
I'm going to go Kevin from Home Alone.
Similar tax brackets too, probably.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
hold on,
that
wait.
house.
Is it Batman breaking into or what's,
Yeah, Batman's breaking into. He's trying to
Kevin
kidnap
wins.
Kevin.
Kevin wins.
Christian Bale, Batman. Kevin loses. Ben Affleck, Batman. Anyone but him wins.
You don't like Batfleck?
I don't know.
Val
I've not
kill-
watched it. I'm just pretty sure I don't.
Oh,
The suit had nipples,
I don't know. What's
and
the,
not in the cool way like Val's did.
what's the Val's didn't have
Or
nipples.
no, George Clooney.
George Clooney's
Yeah.
did.
Come on, man. Wait. Yeah. Both of there we go.
Now I'm just picturing a fan fiction where somebody's made where there's a Kevin just peeing himself while Christian Bale's like, "Where is he? Where's Falcone?"
But I will say that Ben Affleck's Batman,
Is way better than the newest one.
yeah.
It's awful.
I've not
Robert
watched Christian
Pattinson.
either.
But yeah, that's
Yeah,
it. I kept trying to say
I kind of
Brandon.
dug it on a second watch of that movie.
Really?
Like it's one of those. It's like if you can remove yourself from expecting like just a full blown Batman movie, it's a good standalone film. Kind of like the Joker movie, where it's a good movie without having to be a Batman movie. It's good.
I just thought the movie, like, yeah, even taking myself out, I thought it was terrible.
I liked it a lot.
I just kept thinking this is the kid from Twilight.
I just kept thinking,
Like, it
when
was-
is this story going to happen?
The
'Cause
first
the
time,
story
yeah.
makes no sense.
The first time it made sense. I just broke it up because it's so long. And
Also-
the second time I watched it from beginning to end, and I was like, it's actually better
I'd
than I
also like
thought
to
it
point
was.
out, how did no one know who Batman was? Everyone in that movie is dressed normal except the kid with an emo haircut that just walks around depressed all the time.
Yeah, we were talking about that. There was some comedian that was talking about that, and he was, I forget who it was, but he was like, I just put myself in that universe, and if they were like, man, I wonder who Batman is, I'd point at Robert Pattinson and be like, it's him. Like, right? Am I the only one that's in? No, it's definitely him, right?
Dude, I thought
Am I not
that.
the only one that can see this?
Yeah, like I seen that video, but I thought the same thing before I saw it. So I'm in the theaters watching this movie going, really, no one knows. No one's picked up that it's the guy in all black.
Yeah, and
Everyone
like
else is wearing bright colors except that guy.
I was that was one part they fumbled. Like there was no difference between the Batman and Bruce Wayne and the Christian Bale when there was. He
Yep.
played the play he played into it. There wasn't really in this one. This one was just kind of gloomy all the way around.
Yep.
But I liked it. It's a good movie.
Mm,
You should try it again. It's pretty solid.
I don't know. Michael Keaton's still the best Batman.
Apparently they're making a sequel, and I'm pumped on the sequel. I'm pumped to see where it
With
goes.
Robert Pattinson,
Tell me,
gross.
man. Decent.
Gross.
Gross.
Granted, he's no Christian Bale. Those movies are phenomenal.
Yeah.
But
I will
these-
say
these are
Christian
okay.
Bale's not my favorite Batman, but the movies are my favorite Batman
Freaking
movies.
Great movies. Probably my
Great.
favorite superhero movies.
Yep.
period.
I
They're
think the
good.
movie as a whole makes up for which Christian Bale is still a good Batman. I did like him, but the movie as a whole made up for the small shortcomings he had.
He's a very, very good Batman. But like you said, those movies just as a whole are
Yes.
fantastic.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Val Kilmer. He's a great Bruce Wayne, terrible Batman in the movie. Okay. It's just,
Yeah. George Clooney went too campy with it.
I agree.
Um,
But the
But-
part that still always cracks me about George Clooney is whenever he tries to look to his left in the Batwing, and the whole body move just
yeah.
kills me every time I watch it.
You know, it's funny. Michael Keaton had the same limitations in the suit, but it didn't seem weird when he tried to
I
turn
know.
left and right.
Yep.
Val Kilmer went on record a lot talking about how terrible his suit was too.
Yeah.
But he didn't have nipples. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm just saying, I feel like if,
Fun
You're-
fact: George Clooney's didn't either. He's just his real nipples are that aggressive, and it was really cold on set.
what do you mean? They were silver. They were in a black suit with silver nipples.
It was just they were
They were
silver
poking
circles. Yeah, they
through.
were silver pasties.
I got
Yeah.
you. I see what you're saying.
They come out so aggressive and all at once. It just like a metal stamp on the just ping. You heard it.
It's actually like mid-shot. It was like a zipper popping off. Just,
Yeah, they had to reinforce him. They were afraid he was going to put an eye out, breaking off a piece of the costume.
I can see that.
Best Batman villain.
Okay.
Portrayal in a movie.
Oh, okay, I was about to say like
I
my
feel
favorite
like
villain. Like,
Heath Ledger has to be excluded because that's hands down
I mean,
the winner.
I think so.
I
I think
think it's-
his Joker
It's not even a competition.
was so.
his Joker is really, really good, but Tom Hardy's Bane is also freaking killer.
Agreed. It's not, but I still, Heath Ledger's Joker, always going to be top.
It's good, but like,
I mean-
I find myself quoting Bane more than I do the Joker's.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
But the Joker's never been a character I quote anyways. But
But you know, he starts off with the magic trick and the pencil.
Yeah, that's cool.
I mean,
dude,
opening with. I mean, well, I guess technically they open with the bank heist, but still, I mean, his major scene to introduce his character sets the whole tone for the.
Agreed.
I mean, it's yeah.
I do like the when they blew up the hospital. You know about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently, like when he hit it, it was supposed to go off,
Yep.
and everything after that was improv
Yeah.
because they can only blow it once. So he's like, "Well, I got to do something." They pressed it and then turned back, and then it blew up. But that's a pretty cool scene too.
Yeah.
I think they kind of wasted the whole Harvey Dent thing. They set up a
They
Harvey
did.
Dent, and then
100% agree. That was so pointless
Yeah.
that there was.
it's like they were setting up an extended universe for a movie they knew like there was gonna be one more.
See, I thought the way they were building up Harvey Dent, I thought, okay, I know where this is going. It's going to be the next movie.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be a Robin one at the end. Like, use my other name. I go by Robin. Remember at the very end?
Oh,
yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, and I was like,
yeah.
oh,
Yep, I forgot all about
yeah.
that.
It's like at the very end too. It's like one of the last things. I was like,
Yep.
oh,
And then we didn't
Yeah.
do anything.
Yeah. They
But-
fumbled that.
Either way, I'm going to say Bane is a second. But Heath Ledger will always be. Well, we just talked about this at work the other day because we were talking about how Jake Gyllenhaal in the new
Roadhouse.
Roadhouse, like, I think he did a good enough job to pull out of the Brokeback Mountain down slide.
phrasing.
No, I feel like it's correct. I feel good about it.
He's like, that was intentional.
I mean, it wasn't, but it is now.
Yeah.
But either way, I think he did a good enough job in that movie to divert away from the Brokeback Mountain. But Heath Ledger did that then.
Yeah.
But like Jake Gyllenhaal is just now kind of coming out of that spiral.
How about Danny DeVito as the Penguin?
Surprisingly good
I mean,
for a character that is what it is. I think he played it to perfection.
he made that a sinister,
Yep.
scary character.
He
that
really did.
I didn't think was possible.
Now, I will say the only person I've seen do it, maybe not better, but just as good is on the show Gotham.
Oh yeah,
The guy, I mean, I guess he wasn't Penguin then. He was it Oswald, whatever?
yeah. Oswald Cobblepot.
Yeah. I think it was Cobble something, but I couldn't remember.
Cobble.
Pot. Yeah, it's called
But,
pot.
Yeah, okay.
but either way, he's been the only one I think did that, but he didn't go like into the
Yeah.
character depths. He kind of took it a good different way.
Yeah.
But to play the character to how I think it was meant to be, yeah.
I'll tell you an underrated superhero villain, just period. Kind of branching out of Batman a little bit. The movies are campy, and I'm just nostalgic for it. I know they're not great movies, but I do think William Dafoe was a killer Green Goblin.
Oh,
Oh.
no, I agree.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Killer Green Goblin.
Yeah. However, James Franco playing Hobgoblin didn't hit the same.
No.
You watch your mouth. I'm a Franco defender
Dude,
till I die.
I love
son.
James Franco. I love James Franco. However,
Seth Rogen is a punk. He's not the kind of friend you need, dog.
anyways, love James Franco, but him being Hobgoblin didn't make sense to me.
So we were talking about movies anyways. Have you guys seen The Room?
Yeah, we're in it.
So, okay, there's a weird guy named Tommy Wiseau who is, nobody knows where he's from really. Nobody knows how old he is really, but he's just a well-known guy in like Hollywood because he was always saying, I'm going to be a real movie star. This
this
is not
Cotton Eye
Mickey Mouse
Joe?
shit. I'm-
Where'd
like,
you come from? Where'd you
pretty
go?
much. So he made this movie called The Room. It's a movie he wrote and starred in and directed and all this crap. It's a terrible movie. It's so bad that it's funny and people love it for that reason. But he still like pays to put this movie on at a movie theater in California, and there's a billboard, and it became popular. Then it blew up online. Well, there's a book called Disaster Artist about him from one of the actors that played in that movie. It was one of his best friends, and James Franco made the movie The Disaster Artist about the book, and he does the best Tommy Wiseau impression the whole time. It's so, but they're both funny and worth watching.
Okay, so
They're so funny.
that's how that's okay. So that's why that was familiar.
Yeah.
The Disaster Artist. Well, yeah.
Yeah,
was
The
about
Disaster
that. I
Artist
remember.
is a movie that's based on the book that is written about the making of a terrible movie.
Yeah.
So, like for example, he was hanging out with this guy who's like half his
Movie
age.
Inception over
Yeah, he was hanging out with this guy who's like half his age, wanted to be an actor. It was like his best friend, and this kid was like early 20s, and Tommy Wiseau looks like even then was like obviously over 45. He's probably pushing 50, and the kid's mom was like, "Well, how old are you?" He's like, "I'm the same age as him." And she's like, "No, you're not." He's like, "Yeah, we same age." Like, he's like, "Where are you from?" "I'm American made. I'm an American boy." Like he's just so like they set up this movie set. One of the things they show in Disaster Artist is he builds a movie set and rents out the space. Nobody knows where he gets all his money either, but he's got like unlimited amounts of wealth. He wears like multiple belts and he's just a weird guy. Anyways, he builds this movie set.
Talking about Batman still?
Yeah, it's got a green screen and a roof complex from an apartment building that they've had built to his specifications. They film on this for like 2 or 3 weeks. It costs an arm and a leg. And then one of the actors goes to like hang out with him after filming one day, and they find out it's a 1-to-1 recreation of the rooftop at the apartment building he lives in. And they're like, why didn't we just film up here for free? And he would always respond, because it's real movie film, no Mickey Mouse bullshit. But speaking of people doing a really good job playing someone, Disaster Artist is incredible. And The Room is just, you have to watch it. He kills himself and then like continues to act. Like at one point he goes, like he's so heartbroken, he shoots himself. Oh, and then keeps, oh no, like they're rolling around. It's so bad. It's an incredible movie, dude. We need to watch The Room
Okay.
and then watch The Disaster Artist.
Well, I also just thought of another villain was Jack Nicholson's Two-Face.
Jack Nicholson's incredible, period.
Agreed, but his
Wait,
Two-Face,
Tommy Lee Jones. Was
Tommy Lee
Two-Face.
Jones.
Yeah. Jack Nicholson was
The Joker.
Yeah, Joker.
yeah, I'm just mixing up the two.
Yeah.
Tommy Lee Jones' Two-Face, spectacular.
Yeah.
Jack Nicholson's just
And then
great.
paired him with, just forgot his name,
Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey's Riddler.
Riddler.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's one of my favorite scenes that I quote all the time. Is whenever it's the Riddler says, "Hey, Two-Face, show me how to punch a guy." So it's very simple, my boy. You ball up a fist, reach your way back, and assert yourself. And he punches a guy. And he goes, "All right, ball up a fist, reach your way back," and he punches him. He goes, and the guy doesn't even move. I love that part.
You guys think we landed on the moon?
Anyways,
No, and it's not random. I can tell you how we got here. You said Jack Nicholson. I think Jack Nicholson, first thing I think of is all work, no play makes Jack a dull boy. And then I think about The Shining, and then I think about the Apollo sweater the kid was wearing, and then there's rumors that Stanley Kubrick faked the moon landing, and that's an Easter egg about him faking the moon landing. So that I got to that. Like there was rational thought that got me.
No,
there.
there was zero rational thought. Okay.
I followed the breadcrumbs.
Yeah.
Okay. Just because
This thought is connected to the last one. I swear.
no, just because you followed his breadcrumbs does not make that rational thought.
All he's saying is he knows how the squirrel I chased got me here.
No, yeah, that's if you explain how it got you there, then yeah, everyone understands how it got you there. But the question still remains of why?
That's what I was thinking about.
I'm
at the
just saying,
time.
in the middle of that, you said, reminded me of the sweater the kid was wearing. That's an Easter egg for.
Yeah. Yeah. Because Kubrick apparently faked the moon landing for NASA, and the kid was wearing an Apollo shirt, and The Shining people were like, he was doing that as like a wink, like, because he helped NASA fake the moon landing.
Was our special effects technology up to snuff?
There's a lot of people
do
that
that.
say that the lighting like still doesn't exist. But I don't know. I don't trust the government, period. I don't think it's outside the realm of possibility of being to the moon.
Yeah.
It's not like a hill I'll die on and be like, oh no, we didn't do it. But it wouldn't surprise me if we didn't. Just like anything the federal government tells me.
Mm-hmm.
Government boy. That's why you don't want to
Yeah,
talk
what-
about it. He knows.
Yeah. What do you think about it?
I think
Yeah.
to quote which I don't know how many episodes it is now because I forget how many ahead we are, but to quote the Subarus and Sandows episode, we're going to draw the wrong demographic. If you're picking my drift here. But either way,
I don't know. I feel like me and Holland would love the demographic that thinks we didn't land on the moon.
well, let's save that for I don't know Patreon or something.
We'll have a spin-off, a sidecast. if you will.
Because all I know is we've got 20 minutes left where we've somehow spent 40 minutes talking about. I really don't know. what
Have
we've
we
talked
already?
about. Yeah. Right now we're at 41 minutes already. Don't know how we got here.
So anyways, Holland the moon.
Yeah. Buzz Aldrin punched a guy.
Buzz Aldrin has a song. Did you know that? He wrote a song with Snoop Dogg.
with Snoop Dogg.
So I swear, can't make it up.
I don't even heard it.
It's not good, but it's out there.
I have to hear it
Yeah.
now, though.
Yep. We'll look it up after this is over.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Buzz
punched
Aldrin.
that guy.
And I don't know. I feel like Buzz was offended.
Yeah.
Like, how dare you think that I hadn't been to the moon?
Theo, I forget which one he met, but he met one of them and was like, he said,
Theo Vaughn.
yeah. They were like, so do you think we went to the moon? He's like, I met whichever one he met. And he goes, I don't know. I looked in his eye and I don't think he did it. He said he didn't have to look in the eye of a man who had been to the moon, I thought.
I wonder what kind of look that would be.
Probably different from a normal one though.
Yeah.
I feel like that checks out.
It would have to change you.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know.
Reese Darby had a good bit too about. He's like, "What do you do after that?" He's like, "You go to an amusement park, and they'll be like, sir, please return your bumper boat." You're like,
That's a
"Screw
good
you! I've been to the moon.
I've been to the moon.
That's a really good. I
What do
have
you do for
wondered.
fun after that?"
I have wondered that. Like you've gone like the pinnacle of achievements in human history, and now you're just going to what? Sit at home?
My favorite part of his bit too. He's like, "Imagine just going back to your regular life. Like, we got self checkout everywhere now." And he walks up and he's like, "All right, boop, boop, nothing, nothing." Yeah, shit. Been to the moon. like any little inconvenience.
I bet he's the worst person to watch Interstellar with.
Yeah.
Like you're watching
That's
one
not
of,
how that works.
You're watching one of the best movies in cinematic history made right now, and then he's like, not true.
Yeah, he's over here watching Star Wars. He's like, "It's not true. You can't kiss your sister on Hoth."
I tried, didn't work. But so, anyways, so to pivot back to the two things that we need to talk about today
Oh, yes.
in our last like 20 minutes
The moon.
is one Saturday. What was Saturday? The date? What was the date? Because again, I don't remember how many weeks ahead we are.
What is today? The 10th?
Yeah, today's the 10th. Was it what, the 6th?
Yeah.
It's
Either-
taking us a while because Caleb confiscates everybody's phones but Holland's when we come in. He's scared of Holland, but
Yes.
everyone else has to put their phone in a bag.
curse of the Android.
I bite.
That's different though.
Yeah, and Caleb's not into it.
That's for different activities. I'm not into it because we're trying to do something here.
Yeah, but the 6th, April 6th.
April 6th was a pretty cool day. Even though I was the only one that lifted at the powerlifting meet, still hit.
Well,
some,
you're the only one from the podcast that lived.
well, that's what I mean.
It wasn't a one-man powerlifting meet.
would have been
That's
a
not
good
much of a
show.
meat.
But either way, I was the only one from the because Holland coached.
AT.
Holland coached. I lifted, which Jake, friend of the podcast, also lift. No, he didn't lift. He coached.
Coached.
That was it. Well, that was his first IPF meet in general.
Friend's a strong word. I think he should be an associate of the podcast.
I mean, it's not far off.
He's been getting awful mouthy lately.
And not in a good way.
Not in the sassy way we like.
Yeah. If you're going to be mouthy,
Yeah.
at least, like, do the,
Yeah. It's more of a
But-
bitter way.
yeah. Words hurt. Okay. Either way. So,
Jake coach, you
Yeah.
lifted.
yeah, Jake coached. I lifted. Overall, it was a great day. I got to do the 2-man deadlift with Brad, which, for one, me and Brad are still reigning power partner champs. As if. But we got to do the 2-man deadlift with me and Brad, which was super. I think we could have pulled over 6, no problem. We stopped at 550. Still pretty cool.
Yeah.
There was also another Special Olympic athlete that lifted, David Paul.
Mhm.
Very cool athlete. His dad actually sent me videos because I get caught up in competitions and don't video myself a lot. But he sent me videos later. Also, big fan of the podcast, so shout out.
Yeah. Big dog.
Big dog, dude.
Big dog.
Dude, I even told his dad that. I said I loved watching him lift because, like, he went up and did, for one, him bench pressing. I think he opened at 240 on bench,
Yeah.
stellar. But then went up to, I want to say 260. I'm not 100% on that, but went up to 260, and he missed the lift. But, like, I'm just watching him do, like, big smile on his face the whole time. That he was just thrilled to be, like, he's walking off the platform, fist bumping everybody, smiling.
Yeah.
Of course,
well,
I'm barking at him.
yeah, that's right. I was big dog. I was like, he's got that dog.
I
in
heard
him.
it, dude.
Ooh, ooh,
Dude, I was cracking up because I was yelling "big dog" and I hear you next to me. Got that dog in him. But dude, I thought the whole competition was great. I loved it. It was a great time. Dion and Nick pulled 550 on 2-man deadlift, which also crazy testament to Dion. Because they'd already changed out of their singlets. They're in their street clothes, no belt, no nothing. They didn't even know the 2-man deadlift was coming. They ain't practiced it. Chip just said, "Dion, y'all want to try it?" And he goes, "Yep."
Yeah.
They pop up, no problem at all. But they're both the exact same height. Like their levers are the same. So it was perfect. Then I think we got up to whenever we got to 550, Chip said, "Dion, y'all want to try it?" And he goes, "Put it on."
Yeah.
I was like, "Bro, Dion is my man."
Yeah.
Like,
He's also writing a book.
he is also writing a book.
Yeah, Holland was telling me about that yesterday. It's pretty dope.
Dude, and Chip, I didn't know a lot of the competitions he's done, but he's also competed across the world several times.
Oh yeah, he's been in like Dubai.
Yep, he competed in Dubai, Finland. I think then Chip also said he did the IPF coaching seminar. So he is the only Special Olympic athlete that is a certified IPF coach or referee. Then he went to, I think these may be wrong, but I think Chip said he went to Spain for that conference for the IPF or coaching or training or something like that. Either way, I was like, dang,
That's
dude.
dope.
Yeah.
Dion he's a stud, dude. And he's like doing some crazy lifts.
Yeah.
I think, what did he hit deadlift? Almost 500, I think.
That's awesome.
It was crazy.
I'm excited about this book.
I know. Dude, I was asking him about it. I still didn't land on what it's about yet because I think he's still in the process of working it out, but he's read every Tom Clancy
Yeah,
book.
that's what Holland was telling me. Holland was telling me
Bro.
about the conversation he had with him. I was like, well, it sounds like he reads fantastic books. I can't wait to read his.
Dude, he's literally so when me and him were in A flight. When B flight was lifting, he's just over chilling in his chair reading a book. Like, homie couldn't be more chill.
Yeah.
I was like, Dion's. And then I'll go back to the warm up room. He's back there just warming up, getting ready. I was like, homie, you're gonna make me look bad.
Yeah.
Like,
I remember you talking to him. He was warming up on deadlift. Like, man, you don't want to lift too heavy
yeah.
on deadlift. I was like, Caleb's trying to make sure he's got the heaviest deadlift.
I said, calm down, Dion. Like, save some weight for the rest of us. Dang, dude. Like, Dion was killing it. But I did, thanks to Clint being there, I'd opened squat, I think, at 405. And then went up to 450. And then I had 475 down. And then I'm over here talking to people, whatever, hanging out. And then I hear Clint pour over the intercom, Caleb Day to the scores table. I was like, what? I felt like I was getting called to the principal's office.
Yeah.
He said, "Did you put 475?" I said, "Yeah." "Did you mean 500?" I said, "I don't know why." He said, "'Cause you can do it." I was like, loaded up. I've never had spotters before, so
Yeah.
we're going to find out. Of course, then I had to have Holland come up there. No offense to the Maryville College
Right.
volunteers, but I don't know them.
Exactly.
And I don't know if they can get 500 pounds off me if I fall.
And, you know, I mean, a lot of our competitions, if we have somebody, as soon as the squat hit about 500, they always end up getting me back there to spot.
Yeah.
So,
And then bench went about like I thought it would. But I did hit 292, which is a comp PR for me, so I'm happy with it. All day was a comp PR, honestly. Even though I didn't get the 500 squat, like I shortened it like an inch.
yeah, you just left it high, but man, it moved fast.
Oh, that's what I was like. Chip was trying to, like, Chip and Clint both are trying to give me pointers to help me do it. I was like, honestly, like, I know what I did wrong. I unracked it, and the weight felt phenomenal. Like, as soon as I unracked it, I thought,
Oh, I got
why
this.
does this feel good? And so as I'm going down, I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm about to get a 500-pound squat, legit. And so I just got excited and shot up out of the hole with it and didn't even pay. I was just completely not paying attention to anything. And they're both like trying to give me tips. I was like, I literally already know what I did.
Yeah.
Like, and it had nothing to do with like my form or anything crazy. Like, I just got really excited that 500 pounds, because I'm coming off of, I just finished my 8-week program after I got back from Japan. So this was I was calling it my comeback thing, to like see where I'm at after Japan stuff not working out so much. And
The cut heard around the world.
yeah, no kidding. Literally, the podcast has been heard around the world. But so hitting to me, hitting the 500-pound squat was huge because I haven't squatted 500 in like 2 years.
Yeah.
And then 292 bench. I mean, I don't really care much about bench. I'm not good at it. But either way, 292 was cool. And then 600-pound deadlift was sick.
Yeah.
Because the last time I went for 600 was, what was that, September?
Mm-hmm.
But not September. No.
When was your last desk pop? September 08.
Yeah. So it was last April. I hit 595. And then September after Japan, I tried 595 again and missed it. But this time, whenever I did it in April, I kind of wussed out on it and saw 600 and said, 595 seems more attainable. But so this time I went 600 just to seal it. But overall, great day.
Yeah.
Great day. And
I liked David sent a text. He's like, "Hey, how's everything going?" And I was like, Caleb's a wuss.
Yeah.
He just missed 500. David was like, "I've never missed 500 in a competition."
just a fact. It's,
Big facts.
It's a
Which
true fact.
I can't argue that.
Nope.
He's never missed 500 in a competition.
That is true.
It was quite the slogan in the Own the Libs era. Remember, facts don't care about your feelings, dog. It's just facts. I've never missed 500 in a competition.
So then before we move on to our last and next big topic for the day, we have a tip of the day.
Right.
I feel like this more so goes out to our bodybuilders who are getting ready for a show prep, but this is also just good advice in general. Never under any circumstances should you take a sleeping pill and a laxative in the same night.
Unless you like to party.
So
Unless you want to live dangerously.
yeah, so if for the bodybuilders out there trying to cut weight, maybe don't do those at the same time.
Yeah.
There are better ways. So,
I'm going to take us to a serious tip for a second.
uh-oh.
Linda, I know you thought we didn't notice. You're still sitting over there in the dark because you haven't called East Tennessee Electric LLC yet.
Oh,
And we're getting sick of it. All right, get your butt in gear. We know you're tired of it, too. You can't even make shadow puppets. It's dark as heck in there, Linda. I tripped over your coffee table when I was visiting you last week. Call East Tennessee Electric LLC at 865-318-0867. Get that crap straightened out, Linda.
Lender?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I was pleasantly confused there for about 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Maybe longer even.
I like it. He turned the tip of the day into a nice little, yeah, that's good podcasting.
But
That's just good podcasting. Says me.
I mean, I agree.
I don't know.
I don't disagree. It's,
2 out of 3 podcasters in the vicinity agree that it's good podcasting.
I was like, Caleb was thinking that's not good podcast.
That one dentist who's never liked Colgate, according to all their commercials.
Yeah.
He's the one detractor.
okay. Sure. So last big topic today before we wrap up the show being the Kentucky Expo coming up August 17th.
Yeah.
It's not what you think it is.
What? And so it's the Fitness Expo in Somerset, Kentucky.
I've been to Somerset.
Well, you're about to be there again on August 17th.
Somerset's actually a really cool little town. Anybody that's listening, it's a cool little trip. It's not very far. It's beautiful, cool little town. They do a lot of car shows where a lot of stuff they do in Somerset where it's not a big town. They like shut down the town and do crap like expos and car shows. It's a neat little place.
Well, that's great because we're all going to be there. So if you want to
You
see
guys should come with us to Somerset.
you want to see a neat little place, then you come to Somerset August 17th. There's going to be an expo, I believe. I don't know what tickets overall are, but I know cost at the door is $15 for entry. I do not know what the expo tickets are, though. But the expo center is going to be at is very nice from what I've heard. I have not seen it. But there's going to be...
It's very nice.
It's very nice.
Very nice.
So it's going to be a USAWA push-pull meet. So your two lifts for the USAWA are going to be the People's Deadlift, which is from... What's his name?
The Rock. Dwayne
Bob
The Rock
Peoples.
Bob Peoples.
Bob Peoples, which is from Knoxville. Fun fact.
He's one of them people's boys.
There we go.
Them
I knew-
Peoples.
I was waiting on it. You almost never not have a comment about these things. So, and then the second being the Hackenschmidt press, which is the floor press. So there'll be a push pull, and then we have a very special hour and a half segment for lunch for everybody's entertainment. Will be a live podcast from the Iron Palace podcast.
Yes.
We don't know what that show's going to look like yet. We're
For
gonna make
once,
it,
we're going to say we're live and mean it.
and actually mean it.
We don't know what it's going to look like, but it's going to look awesome.
That's what. Whenever I talk to because Clint Poor is putting this on, and whenever he called me earlier to talk to me about it,
Clint never does anything halfway.
he said there's going to be a lot of laser shows and a lot of stuff, and I said I would expect nothing less from a Clint Poor show.
Yeah.
was exactly what I said, and especially now that we're going to be, because I've seen what Clint does when there's no audience.
Yeah.
I don't want to know. Well, I do want to know what Clint's going to do at an expo center filled with people that are like-minded on what we're doing.
Yeah.
Like, this is going to be nuts.
Oh yeah. I am excited about it.
We
Dude,
should do the podcast like a puppet show so we don't look like the odd man's out, like we're not putting in the work. You know, we'll build up a shroud. We'll talk to each other like normal while we're working puppets up above the platform.
Okay.
It could work.
But we're also competing. The three of us are going to be competing in the competition. So that'll be fun too. Maybe we can set some. Then there's going to be a record breaker following that. So I don't know. I mean, it's all up to lifters' discretion what records will be broken. But maybe I think I might go for the international record for the Denny deadlift. Feel like I got to do that one. I would love to say I'm going to set the world record, but seeing as how I'm pretty sure it's 833 pounds right now,
Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to get that one.
I think we can get overhead pressing me as like a registered lift, and then like after you guys do it, I just get real fat. Like we'll put on a lot of weight, so nobody else can ever.
Going into a permanent bulk, if
like
you will.
platform shoes with lead in the bottom of them. Like I'll make sure it's never broken.
Honestly, we should do something like that. That'd be kind of fun,
Yeah.
at least for a picture.
Oh, for sure.
Or we just do like that video I sent you with the barbell, where bench pressing the barbell with David sitting in the middle of it. I think that'd be it right there. But so yeah, August 17th, Somerset, be the Kentucky Expo. There's going to be a lot of other stuff going on, but the most important one is going to be the USAWA section with the Iron Palace
Gun show.
podcast.
That's right.
We'll have a lot more information to come on that one because, I mean, I'm personally very excited about it. Also, we have ideas for merch. So this is a great opportunity for our listeners, if we have any, to
We're talking to you, Linda.
Thanks, Mom.
let us know what merch would be cool, especially to sell at this expo. If you are going to be there or thinking about being there and there's some cool Iron Palace merch that you think would be sick, let us know. Because we honestly don't know.
I don't know if you guys can tell, we're kind of winging this whole thing.
Yeah, we've been winging it the entire time, and for the audio only people, I just flapped my arm like a wing. So
We've been winging it for almost a year, though.
we are, I dare say, killing it.
Yes, I dare. Also,
When will we have been doing this for a year? It's soon, isn't it? If it's not
July.
already done.
So, yeah, it's like June or July.
Yeah.
I don't know how many episodes that'll have been, but a lot.
I don't know. I'll catch up on the E True Hollywood story when it comes out.
Yeah, whenever we get our special on BET, I'm sure we'll make it.
I want a Black Icon Award. I will not stop until I get a Black Icon Award.
I want to be played by Denzel Washington.
I don't see anybody else playing you, Alan.
Honestly, that's how I see you in my head.
Oh, yeah.
I want to be played by Terry Crews.
But he has to have the Cheeseburger Eddie vibes.
I don't care about his vibes.
What do you care about then?
There's gonna be a lot of full frontal nudity in our E True Hollywood story.
Maybe your mom shouldn't watch Alan.
Yeah.
Before that,
Unless she's into Terry Crews.
before that airs, maybe to give her the warning.
Yeah, I will.
Just FYI.
Mom, Terry's gonna be coming in hot.
And there is a scene where Terry Crews meets David, but David is playing some other character, and they are both nude.
We'll make Stan Lee cameos.
We should. I'm gonna play security guard like Lou Ferrigno. Oh,
I want to play a little kid that gets saved from a falling parade float.
I think that's a fantastic idea. So to wrap the show up, we'll end our show with a quote, as we usually do. So the quote of the day comes from Leonardo da Vinci. I love those who can smile in trouble, who can gather strength from distress and grow brave by reflection. It's the business of little minds to shrink, but they whose heart is firm and whose conscience approves their conduct will pursue their principles unto death.
Historically inaccurate. It was, I love it the way.